Hello everyone, my name is Jeffrey and welcome back for episode 12 of the Satisfactory series here on YouTube. In this video we're tackling 50 circuit boards per minute and a much needed concrete expansion to 150 per minute. Thank you guys for all the support and help with the series so far. Let's jump into it. Alright, episode 12. The last one was, it was a learning experience. So we're dialing it back a little bit today. We're starting off with a much needed concrete expansion so we can actually start building out that highway and start building a little bit more of some more major projects as we start moving forward. And then we'll be working on a build for some circuit boards. We're pumping out 50 per minute. We're going to be using the standard recipe to start. I do have the alternate recipe unlocked where you don't need oil at all. It just uses quartz and copper sheets. However, I don't have easy access to quartz that actually has any copper available at the moment. So I'm just going to start off with the standard recipe, and then in future episodes where we build bigger circuit board factories, I'll be using the alternate recipe. So starting off, we're just going to go expand our current concrete setup. We're going to be adding 7 more constructors to the mix. In production, 7 more constructors. We are going to need, if you haven't already, you're going to swap your miner over to Mark II, which I did a little bit earlier. And we're going to be dialing all of our constructors in the line up to 100%. The current setup has them all downclocked a little bit, but all 10 are going to be running at 100%. So let's head on over there and get our setup ready so we can be outputting 450 concrete per minute. We'll actually be able to combine that all into one line now that we have Mark IV conveyor belts. The concrete line. Man, this thing's sad. We're barely getting anything at all. So we're going to turn these 3 constructors into 10. So what we're going to need to do in order to feed all of those is we're going to be taking this miner right here. We're going to end up overclocking it fully all the way to 250%. So let's throw those in now. We don't have to overclock it just yet, otherwise it'll get backed up. But that'll allow us to do 300 per minute in this one. Oops. There we go. And then we're also going to need to add in this one over here, fully overclocked as well, which is going to give us 150 per minute. So that is going to give us a total of 450 limestone per minute. So I got a few things in a storage box here for us to start our build. I'll take this away. And so we're just going to need to expand this out by, I'm going to add on at least 8 so I have a spot on the outside of it. But we're going to add, so we're going to go 1, oops, I meant to zoop that. Okay, so 7 from this one then. There's 7. Oh, I'm just going to do the same all the way along. I'll just trim off whatever I have to do later. Oops. Thank you guys again for all the support on the video so far. I've been very appreciative of all the tips you guys give me. Have been really helping a lot. All the comments you guys leave. I really had no idea what was going to happen starting this series, so I really appreciate you guys coming back and being here. Hopefully it's been easy to follow along if anyone's starting out fresh. Whoa. I'm actually really excited for when the full release of this game finally comes out. For anyone who may not be aware, this game's actually been in early access for like, I think like 4 years now. So it's been around for a long time. Okay, so we're gonna add in our constructors here. We need 7 more. Make sure they're turned to face the right way. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That is 10 total constructors. And you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm just going to shut down this whole section for now. I'm going to start by... I'm basically going to let these things run out. Except for... Oh, I think I'm really close to the... Yeah. That one right there. So close to my concrete plant. Oh, she's going to keep talking to me the whole time. Okay, so... now I'll disconnect that. Take down all these old lines. Now, before I forget, I want to make sure I turn these all back up to 100%. There we go. And then we're going to pick concrete, hit copy, hold down control, run up to all these and just press V. We can paste all our settings on. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to want to put splitters in front of every single constructor. So I'm actually going to take these... Wait, what's that connected to? Oh, no. What does that go to? Okay, hang on. I might have to move. I don't think I can take that out. So here we go. Grab a power line. Oh, I'm gonna need some wire. Okay, I'm gonna have to move that power line because I think that actually connects to a lot of stuff. Like I think that's running my quick wire factory and my steel factory. So, let me just check. Yeah, okay. Don't take that line out. That's a very important line just running right through this factory. We should probably change that. Yeah, I'm gonna change it so that line runs out through the trees there, and then so that'll be the main line instead of main line running through here. Okay. We'll grab wire and then we'll change that. Okay, I got my wire. So now let's go ahead and move this thing. Here. We'll grab the wire. Grab off this pole. Pull it around the back here.
Picking up multiple fix-it personnel.
Connect into there.
Proceed with harvest before it's too late.
Now I should be able to get rid of this without destroying the power line. Everything should still be connected. Excellent. Okay. That would have been a disaster. Okay, so let's work on running the line from that constructor over here. We're actually gonna, I just put it down temporarily. We're gonna have to put it up onto foundations, just like we have here. I'm gonna zoom my way over there. Take this down temporarily. And actually, you know what? Maybe we send it this way because I think it'll probably sit straight on here. Let's find out. Miner Mark II. Yeah, perfect. So we will just run it directly straight this way. Combine it with this one. So I think maybe I'll turn this one. Turn it this way. And then I will add a merger right in front of it. Logistics. Merger. I want to send the output going towards the constructors. That is way too close and not lined up properly. Here, I'll do it from on top of the miner. I'm not going to be able to do it perfectly, but... There we go. Now I can. Just had to nudge it. Nudge it into position. Okay, so I want to mark 3 conveyor belts. Right? No. I want to mark 4 conveyor belts. I don't have that on my hotbar. Should probably do that. There we go. Mark 4 conveyor belt. This is going to be doing 300 per minute, right? Yep. So Mark 3 conveyor belt into there. Or Mark 4, I mean. Mark 3 conveyor... that's why I got confused. Mark 3 conveyor belt coming out of this one. Let's straighten this up real quick. How far can I get this? Probably about that far. Back to... Wait. Make sure I line this up right. 1, 2. Oh, that turned. Didn't want that to happen. Conveyor belt Mark 3. 1, 2. That is not correct. I'll just do it. I'll do it from here over there. Oh, it's because it can't come straight out from here. That's why. What the? Oh. Okay, here, I'll fix that. That's going to be weird otherwise. Alright, maybe if I do it like this, might be a little cleaner. Yeah, I'll try it like this. Mark 4 conveyor belt. Man, that's going to be weird either way. I mean, this one will be better now. Oh my god, those autosaves. Killing me. Oops. There we go. There's my nice 90-degree turn. Okay, so now I should have 150 plus 300 is 450. And each of these Mark IV conveyor belts can transport 480 in total. So now from here, I'm going to just run them. I guess it doesn't really matter where. I just want to line one up perfectly. So I'm going to run it out from here. I'm just going to run it over to the end here. I think I can do that without clipping. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just do this one just to be careful. So let's go splitter. With the input facing me, but the output facing that constructor there. I should be able to go right there. Mark 4 conveyor belts. So yeah, this part's a little weird, but I think that's just what happens when the miners are just like slightly turned. Okay, so now we're going to want splitters in front of everybody, and we're going to start with, in front of this one, the input is going to be facing towards me. And then for this one, actually we'll just skip that one. Then we're going to want to turn the input to face the splitter. Put in all our splitters. And then I'll just skip the last one. So the last one can be a Mark 1 conveyor belt. Mark 1 conveyor belt feeding every machine. Sorry, I'm doing this at night. I wasn't really paying attention there. And then we're going to want a Mark 4 conveyor belt as our feeder line all the way down. Because each of these constructors is going to take 45 per minute. I mean, you probably don't need one here, but I'm not going to risk it. So that should feed everybody. So now I'm just going to connect these two together. Mark 1 conveyor belt over to this constructor. And And then I should be able to power up the miners at least. Just to get them going again, feeding the conveyor lines. I'm just going to connect you right here. So why not? I'll just connect you to this one. Why not? Don't have to be fancy with it. Okay, so these should start feeding. This should be 150. All right. Now it's 150. Oh yeah, look at them go. Whee! Just zooming. This guy's outputting 300 per minute. Next to the 150. Good lord. Okay, so now we're going to want to hook all our constructors up to power. So we're going to bring power back over. Actually, I'll just set these up and then I'll connect it and... Ooh, gotta be careful riding those now. Oh, this is hard to see at night. Okay, I'm just going to wait till daytime so I can see better too. Daytime, we're back. Alright, much better. I can actually see things again. Okay, so power poles going in. I'm going to put them, even still it's a little bit hard to tell. I'm going to put them right here. That seems like a nice spot to do it. Right on the lines, it's easy to see. As always, you can certainly feel free to use less power poles. Make sure these are all connected to the right ones. Thanks for nice clean power lines. I mean, eventually we'll have like the power, like the wall and ceiling hookups, but for now we're just rocking power poles. Okay, so before we hook those up... Oh, I cut her off. Nice. So we're going to put on our merger line now. And I'm going to send them all... We'll send them all this way, and we'll put the sink... Put the sink here, and the storage here. Actually, no. Sink here, storage on this side, because I usually come from this side. And then I built way too much, but that's totally fine. So let's start with our first merger here. Input facing, or output facing to the right, I should say. Did I even line those up properly? Yes, okay. Sometimes it's hard to see when you're like looking through them. It blocks your visual from the line, but... Okay, so Mark 1 conveyor belts coming out of the machines. And then if you want to keep it nice and easy, you could just do the Mark 4 conveyor belts all the way down. Or if you want to math it out and figure out how many belts you're going to need. So like here's 15 and 15. That's only 30. This would be 45. And this would be 60. Right, so 15, 30, 45, 60 coming out of here. Mark 1 conveyor belt. So now you're going to need to upgrade to conveyor belt Mark 2. Because that's 75 out of here. Going into 90 out of here, so still Mark 2 conveyor belt. Into 105, still Mark 2 conveyor belt. Into 120, still Mark 2 conveyor belt. Into the final one, which would be 135, so you'll have to go to conveyor belt Mark 3. And then this final one is 150. Nice. I think I said 450 concrete in the beginning, and I think I was thinking of the input because it's 450 limestone per minute. It's 150 concrete per minute, which is going to be amazing. Super, super helpful. So now we're just going to feed these into smart splitter, like so. Actually, let's give myself a little bit more room here. I don't mind being a little bit extra spacious right now. We got the room to play with. So Mark III conveyor belt, because those carry 270. That's why we were close on the 300, but we just had to go a little bit more on the Mark IV conveyor belt. So from here, I'm going to do. So I'm going to need a lot of this. I'm going to want 3 storages. One there. One there. One there. Did I face those all the right way? I don't know if I did. Yes. I can't tell what way that's facing though. Yeah, okay. So Mark III conveyor belt. Wait, what? Is this the one that's facing? Oh, that's the one that's facing the wrong way. Okay, that's why. There we go. And then on the back, splitter. Come into this box. Mark III. And I think this is going to be, I think these can be split into Mark IIs. There we go. I could have done that on the front, but doesn't really matter where you put it, honestly. Okay, so now let's just put in the smart sink. Or I don't know why I always call it a smart sink. It's an awesome sink. Not going to waste space here. It's unnecessary. Mark III conveyor belt. Okay, so left output. Any undefined is fine. Center output's none, and right output is overflow. So now I'm just going to hook this one up as well. Need some power. Wait, where do these hook up again? The left side. Okay, yeah, things always seem to usually hook up from the left side. I'm gonna run it behind. Like that. Okay, so that should be everybody. That should be ready to go, actually. We can hook this back up to the main power line. This one is honestly pretty straightforward. Okay, can I hook up to this one? Yes. Okay. Let's bring it back there. Let's connect into there. Oh my god, the limestone moves so fast.
Relaying message.
Stop it.
Hello, this is paternal figure.
Nope.
I have taken ill and
Nope.
need your help to
Stop
find
it.
a cure.
Stop.
Doctors say
Stop.
the only remedy is alien artifacts.
Nope. I refuse. I will not pick that up. Oh. Autosave. I thought my game crashed. Alright, there we go. 150 concrete per minute. It's unfortunate because it means we're like just barely over some of the conveyor belt lines, but it's okay. I believe our math correctly on these ones. Oh, sounds like someone on the very end is not getting... Yeah, they're not getting their concrete yet. I mean, in a manifold of 10, it may take a few minutes for these to back up properly. I wonder if I have any limestone. I do not. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, like the more machines you add to your manifold line, obviously the longer it's going to take for everything to get backed up properly. So I think the longer you make your manifold lines, the more ideal it would be to preload some of it with, like, if I grab some of the stuff out of the miner here and preload some of them partway down. Because I mean, you're waiting for like these haven't even backed up to 100 yet, so like it's gonna take quite some time. But it is at 100% efficiency, so even if we leave it as is, we'll know it'll balance itself out eventually. Here, I'll help it out a little. I'll take the ones out of... I'll take the ones out of the miners and I'll feed it a little bit. I don't know if I can grab the one from here. No, this one has nothing left over. That one's pumping. Okay, so if I feed this one, and I'll put the last little bit in this one, that'll back up this one. So it'll start feeding less this way. Then once this gets backed up, it'll like everything, as they get backed up, they'll just start feeding more and more down the line. That's the one problem, like, with manifold lines versus just evenly splitting everything, is it does take a little while for this to all to get going, but it is 100% efficient eventually, and it's far more space saving than to do a full, like, even split everywhere. Look at all that concrete. It's not even coming out in its most efficient way. We'll have 3 storage bins. And then once they get backed up, right into the smart sink. I mean, that probably won't happen very often because I plan on taking concrete away quite often, but we'll do a quick little flyover for you guys. But that's the concrete expansion. I made way too much. You know what I think I should have done? I should have taken out the first 3. And I should have done a split down the middle of 5 on each side. So that's probably what I would suggest doing. If you guys are going to set it up yourselves instead of doing a line all the way of 10. I feel like this takes longer to back up than doing it 5 on each side. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. And I would do it the other way. I don't want to tear it all down and do it again, but future chefry will know, you know, don't do a line of 10, especially if you have an even number. Do 5 and 5 and just send it down the middle. All right, that is concrete expansion off our to-do list. And the next one is the big one, the circuit boards, 50 per minute. I have a little spot mapped out for us. It's over here somewhere. There's a pure copper node right here, and then I'm pumping oil. I'm going to pump the oil along the highway, actually. I'm going to run like a pipeline along the side, because I figured that would be a lot cleaner looking than running just ore all the way along the highway. So I'll head on over there. I did build a little bit of a platform that we can start from, so I think I can just start building once we get over there. But before we head over, I'll go over what we're going to need, because we're going to need quite a few things. Let me just get back over to the base here. Okay, so for this 50 circuit boards per minute factory, we'll go over the things we're going to need. We're going to need an awesome sink, because we're going to be turning, I believe, the heavy residual fuel, or heavy residual, or whatever the like byproduct is of making plastic. We're going to have to turn that into petroleum coke, and that way we can sink it. And then we're going to go with 10 constructors. We're going to need 7 assemblers. Oops. No, I don't want to build one. I want 7 of them. We're going to need 10 refineries. 7 smelters. I did it again. 7 smelters. Actually, I want a total of 13 refineries. 10 of them are going to be doing plastic, and then 3 refineries are going to be doing petroleum coke. I think that's what it's called. Also going to need a miner Mark II. And 2 oil extractors. Alright, I've got everything I'm going to need. I think I can go ahead and drive over there now. Hop into our Explorer. I'm going to drive on down our highway here. So, my goal is hopefully at least get there as soon as we can. Here's the little spot I got for us. Onto our pure copper node here. There were a couple spitters that I had to deal with before I came over. So let's grab our concrete foundations. Make sure we hit control to be snapping onto the world grid. I'm going to set these up as high as I can. If it'll still let me put the miner on them, I don't know actually. This one could be... This could go either way. That's probably about as straight as I'm going. That actually looks really straight. Okay. Right there. Nice. I'm surprised it let me put it up so high, but I'll take it. Okay, so I'll have to put 2 in front of it. And then we're going to have to start going up. So I'm going to go like... put 2 more there, and then I'll start doing ramps. Nothing crazy. I don't think we have to go up that much. I think that's probably high enough, right? It is perfect. Just take this push it. That's fine. That's like barely there. That's grass, so I can't get rid of that obviously, but... Okay, so what's this? What's the difference here? 2? This might be like 3. Oh, 2, just a 2. So let's go like, I need these to snap on. There we go. Then, oh wait, what? How is this whole thing not on the world grid? Did I accidentally shift this over? If this isn't on the world, I mean, this is temporary. I'm not tearing this down. Not happening. That's fine. I'll just leave it like that. There we go. Okay, so this miner, let's set this up. How many does this need to put out per minute? I think this needs to be doing 200 per minute. So we can actually downclock it to 83.33333%. You only need to put out 200 copper ore per minute. Hopefully it stays that way. So let me set up the oil refineries first, since they typically take up the most amount of space. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to start from 1 in, just so I make sure I have space to move around here. We have our refinery. Make sure it's facing the right direction. Put it right in the middle. Inputs are basically sitting over, this would be like the dark lines on a normal foundation. Basically sitting right over top of it. And then on each side, it is sitting just on each edge of the ladders have a 1 hangover into the next one. There's 1. So I need to do 10 of these. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope I have enough room. 7. Oh yeah, we're good. 8, 9, 10. 10 refineries. all of these are going to get junction crosses put in front of them. And this is all going to be crude oil. Did I line that up right? I did. I've done that before where because the green line comes through the refinery. I think I actually ended up cutting it out of the last video because the last video was like almost 5 hours long. I had lined these all up with the back end. I was like, oh no, idiot. Actually, I guess this doesn't need one. So, pipeline Mark 1s into our little machines here. Why does this seem so weird? I don't know. It seems like it's like has a slight. I think I'm just seeing things. So we're gonna connect all these up together. Pipeline Mark 1s. We don't have pipeline Mark 2s yet. I'm excited for those though. Being able to move 600, like the double, you're basically 2 pipes in one. Or like 2 of these pipes, I should say, in one. And I'm thinking of like how to load things and move things around because I'm trying to avoid doing like logistics floors. I think like the only types of things I might try and hide sometimes is I might like hide the pipe, like do like a pipe floor, like a pipelines floor, like because I feel like realist, like if I'm following like realness, I don't really know what the proper word is for that. A lot like in factories, a lot of the pipes and stuff are kind of typically get like hidden away in walls and stuff like that. And then like the conveyor belts, like we'll still be able to see those. And the only thing I wanted to hide about the conveyor belts was I was thinking of doing like rooms. So say you have to do like a factory that like you gotta do like part of it takes screws, part of it takes iron rods. So you'd have like a room, like this is the screw room, this is the iron rod room. And then just to transport stuff from room to room, I would just kind of send it probably down into a basement or something like that. But hopefully still also make it cool because I don't want to just be like hanging out in a dingy basement for videos. I think that's really boring. But anyway, that is all the pipes hooked up for these. We're going to be setting these to do plastic. Actually, I can just hit copy. We'll go around to the back so it's a little bit easier to traverse around. Hold down Control and V. Paste that on to everybody. Settings pasted. There we go. Oops. Wait, what did I do? What did I do there? Okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't know, it said settings copied, but they're on there. Okay, so now everyone is doing that. Let's do our black pipes for the oil. The crude oil that's coming in. I think that'll look cool too, having a like black pipe running along the side of the highway. And it's just gonna feed up right here. Hopefully. Figure that out when we come to it. So yeah, there's those done. That's part 1 finished. So now I'm going to set up the outputs, which we're looking to grab all the plastic that's going to be coming out of here, and then all the residual. What is it? Actually, I'm really calling it heavy oil residue, and I was calling it something the whole wrong thing. Heavy oil residue is going to get pumped down to this side, I think, because we're gonna have to do the copper over there. So I'm gonna hook up the 3 more refineries that we're gonna be using. Actually, make sure I leave myself room here first. Let's do the conveyor lift Mark 1 lift contraption we did before. This is just to make sure I have enough room. And everything is going to be going that way. So I'm going to want to maybe come to about here for the next refineries. I think that's probably fine. No, I want to line the pipes up. Oh, okay, it is lined up. I'm just going to nudge it back towards me. I don't think it's sitting in the right spot. There we go. 2 and 3. We can do junctions in front of these. Actually, I'm not going to do a junction here. I'm finding the more junctions I put in, the more problems I have with the lines, so I'm going to not do that. Maybe it's just me, but yeah, the more junctions I have, the more problems I have, so anything I can do to avoid that, the better. Okay, right there is going to be our proper junction spot. I have to put one here because it's going to be the combination of all these ones. So then we're going to put in all these. Using our friend the snap lines. Oh, where'd my music go? I love having the music going while I'm building. I actually think the soundtrack in this game is really nice. So I know a lot of people will add like separate music into it, but I honestly really enjoy the soundtrack they did for this game. And it's funny, some of it I actually have never even heard because I think some of it only plays in certain biomes. And I haven't even been to some of the biomes yet. At least I don't think I have. Autosave incoming. I'm just gonna wait I'll let it do its thing. There we go. That's a little bit easier actually. If I'm not moving around when it goes off, that seems to be a little bit better. Okay, so this is all our heavy oil residue. Make sure we color all these. Again, this is, you don't have to do this, but I think I'd like to get in a good habit of doing it so that it's a lot easier to keep things organized going forward. So these are all set to petroleum coke. However, we're going to do some underclocking so that these are only outputting 100 per minute. Which turns them down to 83.333%. And the reason for that is it'll use 33.333% or 33.333 heavy oil residue per minute. And the reason you want to do that is these 10 refineries are going to be putting out exactly 100 cubic meters of the heavy oil residue per minute. So if we split these all evenly, I think you could also just turn this one down to 50%. But I like to, especially when you're working with fluids, I try and split them all evenly. So those are all turned down. And honestly, those are just gonna, they only have the one single output, and they're gonna get fed right into a sink. Because that's literally all those are, all this is for is just sinking. What we're actually after is the plastic that comes out of here. And you know, I did unlock clean pipes as well. So we could technically take the flow indicators off and make this just a nice clean pipe all the way down. think the other thing I unlocked in the awesome sync that I didn't tell you guys that I will use here is the pipeline wall mounts. For obvious reasons, if I'm running my pipeline down along the highway. Okay, there we go. So those are all set to do plastic. I'm actually gonna have to lift this one up and over again. That's totally fine though, not a big deal. I think it needs to go right there. With a Mark 1 conveyor belt. This is kind of funny actually. This looks kind of cool though. Oh, it's not reversed, that's why. Reversed. There we go. Now it's set up properly. So that should lift the plastic out of this machine up and over. Which should mean I should be able to connect... Oh. It's got a serious jump with these things on. Mergers. Can I snap this into here? I don't know. Let's find out. But the output needs to go to the right. Okay, you didn't snap in, but you did. So that's okay. Mark 1 conveyor belts. Mark 1 conveyor belts obviously can come out of these if you got to connect them in. But these should actually snap in. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll move it over so it snaps in with that one. Or wait. I'm just trying to think of it. Because if I add them in all the way along, if I snap it in, make sure the output is facing away from me. Like if I put it there, does it snap in? Yeah, it does. Okay. Yeah, that like thunk noise means it's... Oh, never mind. Incorrect. I thought that thunk noise meant it has snapped in, but... Because yeah, I think the problem would be if I tried to move it over to snap it in, I wouldn't actually be able to connect these two together. Or wait, yeah, okay. I want to do that because it'll be a lot cleaner. I got it. Figured it out. Take this one out. Oh, never mind. Hang on. We'll have to just redo this part. So I want to snap the merger onto this first. Make sure the output is going to the right. So now that's snapped on. Oh, wait, if I do this... Hang on, I think I can do this better. Watch Jeffrey's brain magic at work. So if I put the merger right here, right? Which is in line with this. Let's see if this works. So I snap you into here. Does that work? Oh my god, it does. Okay, so we're gonna take these out first. I'm just gonna fly for this. There we go. Brain magic. Okay, and then we're gonna connect another one onto here. Mark 1 conveyor belts in between them. And so I just need to put the splitters on all the way down. Make sure the output is, or sorry, the mergers. Make sure the output is facing down the line there. And like that. There we go. Okay. So we're going to do the mergers first. And this will keep me from having to put in any extra little conveyor belts. A nice little trick. Okay, for this one, I'm going to want to make sure the output is actually facing towards me. This one's going to be coming out. So now I can put all these on. These should snap into the mix, no problem. There we go. Snaps to the splitter, or snaps to the merger, and snaps to the other lift. I did it! Okay, so what do we got outputting per minute? I think it's 20, right? Yeah, 20 per. So this one is going to be 40, which means mark 1 belt. Into 60, mark 1 belt again. That means this is 80, mark 2 conveyor belt. 100, mark 2. 120, mark 2. 140, mark 3. 160 is mark 3. 180 is mark 3. And this will be 200, which will still be mark 3 conveyor belt. Okay, so that is the plastic portion of the circuit board recipe that we're going to need to do. So now let's set up our copper line. I think what I may actually end up starting the smelting right here. So let's grab our smelters. We need 7 of them. Make sure the output is facing away from you. And these are all going to have to feed into constructors. So I'm going to make sure I have room for that. So I'm going to start right... Let's go down here. I'm going to start right here, I think. Input right on the line there. Yeah, it should give me enough room. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 smelters. All making copper ingots. At 100%. It's 30 in, 30 out. Wait, did I math that correctly then? Oops. 7 times 30. It's 210 actually. $87.5. Nope, sorry, my mistake. It is 200. And one of these smelters gets downclocked by 30%. So this is going to be set to 70. Actually, here, I'll split this. We'll do 85 on this one. And 85 on this one. That should help back the line up a little bit better. Because I think I'm going to make the manifold line feed right in here. So let's grab our splitter. Make sure the input is from where I am currently standing. And then we're going to turn it that way. Don't have to do that one. We can skip that one. Should we turn it to the left or right, I guess? It's going left. And then at 200, we only need a Mark III conveyor belt. And a Mark I conveyor belt feeding the ones on the end. Actually, Mark I belt feeding every machine as well. Oops. Actually, what is this? 25, 25. Honestly, this one could be a Mark I conveyor belt, but we'll leave it as Mark II. Not a big deal. Wait, is it? Did I make a Mark I? I think I made it Mark I. Oh, I made it Mark II. Yeah, that's fine. Not a big deal. So there we go. That is all doing copper, and those are downclocked appropriately. So now let's bring the line actually up from over here. I'll just bring it back. Bring this straight down here. There we go. Now I need to do all the constructors for the copper sheets, which is, oh, that was, how did my parachute come out that fast? I might need a little overhead here. Use my quick flight again. I'm just going to get an idea of where we are here. Okay, so these are going to be feeding 10 whole constructors. So I think what I'll do is I'll do it, you know, we'll do a split 5 and 5 on each side. We'll do it right along, straight out from the output of this one. Actually, no. Let's do it from like, I don't want to waste a whole bunch of space, so let's go, because we still need to fit in like assemblers and stuff too. So let me go, yeah, we'll do it from here. Then maybe the assemblers, no, we'll do it from this one. Is this one right in the middle? Yeah, this one's right in the middle. Okay, we'll do it from this one then. So mergers with your output facing, going out that way. And then this one you're going to want to turn. I'll take off flight mode. I don't need to be building with that on. I may like eventually going forward, but for now, don't need it on. So Mark I conveyor belts feeding into the connectors here. And then, so it's 30 output per minute. So this would be 60. So I can feed a Mark I conveyor belt here. Did I put Mark? Okay, I thought I put Mark III conveyor belts on those. So Mark I conveyor belt there. That would make this 90. So that's going to have to be a conveyor belt Mark II. Oh wait. No, this is the output. Okay. So 30, 30, 60, Mark I. This was 90, so this get a Mark II conveyor belt. Into 120. Mark II. So this would be a Mark III. Perfect. Right down the middle. So now we can grab constructors. All 10 of them. I'm going to start it right here. No space wasting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same on the other side. Are the little feet over the notch? No, they're just in front of it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The copper sheets line. So now we're going to want more splitters. Sorry, I didn't include splitters in the to-do list this time. The to-do lists are getting longer and longer as we go, so I'm going to leave some things off of it. So, should be Mark 1 conveyor belts feeding each machine. Oops. And you're going to want a Mark 3 conveyor belt all the way along here. And then Mark 1 conveyor belts to all your machines. These can all run at 100%. There's no overclocking required on these, but you do have to set them to do copper sheets. So we're going to copy that. Holding down Control and V. We're going to run around. Make sure everyone's set up correctly. There we go. So that should output... Oh, I connect that together. That should be 100 copper sheets per minute. One there. There. And there. Same thing on the other side. Make sure the output is coming towards me. Just like that. Now these are only doing 10 sheets per minute, so they can be Mark 1 conveyor belts basically between all of them. In fact, it's only 50, it would only be 50 on each side, so you can indeed do only Mark 1 conveyor belts all the way along. Same thing on the other side. Mark 1 conveyor belts for everybody. Hopefully I make building exciting for you guys, because that's basically all we're going to be doing in this game for the next 50 or plus episodes. We're just building stuff. I mean, that is what this game is, isn't it? Okay, so I'm actually going to want a merger of these two together. I'll put it right in front here. With some Mark 1 conveyor belts feeding these. Oops. So it's going to be a Mark 2 conveyor belt coming in here, because now it's 100. And then I'm going to want to feed my plastics line on a Mark 3 conveyor belt, I believe. Yes. I'm going to turn it like that. So a nice clean 90 degrees. And bring it to there for now. So I can figure out where these assemblers are going to go. So I need 7 of them. I can probably go right here, to be honest. I'm going to need to build a manifold line for these. So I'm going to go... Let's grab our first assembler here. Make sure we turn it. Make sure we give ourselves enough space of at least 1. Let's give myself 2. 2 foundations away from that to work with. And then that should go there. So go 1, 2, 3, 4 this way. 5, 6, and 7. I'm actually going to move this one, just so we can fit the storage better on that end. That can go right there. So now I need to bring these two lines, this one of plastics, and this is going to be the one of copper sheets. A real manifold line that goes all the way down here. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. My game crashed. So yeah, now I just got the Mark 1 lifts connected to the other side of the outputs, and I want to make sure I just go Mark 1 conveyor belts into all these assemblers here. Got my game crashed a couple times today, so I'm hoping when that's not a sign going forward that the more I start doing, the worse my computer, I mean, I know the worse my computer is going to perform, but so this one we will feed the copper sheets. So this can just be a Mark II conveyor belt going all the way down because it's only carrying 100 copper sheets per minute. Now, before I forget, let's make sure we set all these assemblers to do circuit board. So here's the alternate silicon circuit board. That's the one we're going to be using in the future. It just uses quartz and copper sheets instead of plastic copper sheets. So no oil required, no pipelines required. This one's much easier. And I think it actually puts them out faster too. But for now, we're using just basic circuit board. All right, before I forget, you're going to want to come to the one on the very far right. And you want to turn this down to only a target production rate of 5 per minute, and that'll be a 50 total. So now we can start to bring these lines over. Actually, right, I gotta snap in these splitters up top here. Okay, I was doing this the hard way. I deleted the lifts, and I'm just gonna do this the easiest way I know possible. So we're gonna go stack those up like that. Wait for the autosave to crash my game. Just kidding. Or am I? So I'm going to stack that one up like that. And then these are going to get turned. Take out the bottom one. Not using lifts, especially since this is just going to be temporary. I'm just going to make this as easy as possible. Wait, what? What do you mean? How is that too close? Oh, I think all the assemblers are like one too close. That might be it. Because these are in the middle, usually feeding them from... Oh, it is. Yeah, see, this should have been shifted back one. I mean, that's an easy fix, honestly. Oops. Trying to take out just conveyor belts. Now I want to take out just assemblers. No, I had too much stuff. Oh, rotors. I'll throw these bushes out. Okay, so now the splitters are all set up correctly. I just need to shift the manufacturer, or not the manufacturers. Yeah, you need to shift the assemblers back one. There we go. That's where it should be sitting. Then we just want to make sure it is lined up with these. There's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Yeah, it was just I had the assemblers set in the wrong position. It wouldn't be a Chef Replays Games video without a building mistake. There's always got to be one. putting all my Mark 1 belts into the machines here. Don't forget to downclock this one on the end. Only do 5 per minute. And then the rest can be the normals. Hold down Control V. We'll slap those back on everybody. Connect up this lower line with Mark II belts. That's for the copper. And then up top, Mark III is for our plastic. 200 plastic per minute, so it's a little, it's 80 over, or sorry, it's just under what the Mark III really would be. But that's okay. There we go, that's all fed. So now we're gonna bring the copper line over, which lines up with this one right here. And then we're gonna bring the plastic. It's gonna line up with this one. Oops, I brought that up too far. Did I bend that? I did. I don't know why I did that. Green line was showing. Oh, it's autosaves. Back 2. We can probably raise it up from here. Yeah. Here we go. That's all our production lines. Now these would all get mergers in front of them. On there. It's all coming this way. So I don't think their output is actually that crazy. Each one's only 7.5. The first one's only 5. So this is 15 and 21.5. I think it's Mark 1 conveyor belts. Yeah, because it's only 50 total, so. Mark 1 conveyor belts all the way along. And then this is how we're going to do it. We're going to do the smarts, I guess going to do it again. The awesome sync first. So I need a couple more things. So we'll put that like there. And then the smart splitter will go right there. Mark 1. Mark 1. Center output, overflow. And right output, any. And then I'm just going to put my storage bins there, so they're easy access. I don't have to go running through this whole factory to get these, to get my hands on things. One, two. Actually, I'm gonna put those out just a little further. A stupid thing that I realized you can do with these industrial bins too is you can make like a rotating, so you can just always see what's in it without actually having to look inside of it. So I'll show what I mean by to go 1, 2, Oh wait, do I have to turn it around? I think I have to turn it around. Yeah, one of these has to be turned around. The middle one. Like that. And so now we're going to go mark one conveyor belt. Wait. Oops. That would have made me unhappy. Okay, there we go. One that way. One that way. One that way. Mark one conveyor belts. Now for the rotating thing, you basically have to go like this. You put one there so that it is feeding it's that one. But then you put one here, it'll rotate between the two. And you'll have an ever flowing thing showing you this back and forth. I think. It worked on one of my other ones, so I'm curious to see if it works here too. So that'll be the storage, my circuit boards. That's actually the whole production line now, right? Yeah. So now we just need to add in power to everybody. And then run the... Oh, I forgot these were here. Then we're going to run over to finally pumping the oil in this direction. But we'll hook up to everyone yeah, let's bring the oil over first, and then we'll hook up all the power. So let's head on over to the oil spots, which are over there. Wait for it to boop. I mean, they're over there. Let's just get in our car. Okay. Yeah, so I guess things will respawn if you don't build. That was my mistake I made over here. So I'm going to stick these bad boys on the world grid real quick. Get our oil pump or oil extractor number 1 placed on there. Just like that. It's going to be combined with oil extractor number 2 over here. So it looks like I'm going to have to send it out because I don't want to bother sending it up if I don't have to. I'm just looking to combine them together. So I'll bring these over. This actually worked out really nicely. Okay, which direction do I want to send these? I mean, preferably like directly towards the highway. So I'm thinking... Oh, it has to go there? Okay. That actually kind of works. That's pretty much directly towards the highway, so... Okay, so I'm going to send it down this way. Let's run it all the way across here. Try not to get crazy long with this episode again. And then anytime I have to, or it looks like I'm going to have to go up, I'm just going to go over so I can avoid going up basically until I get right to the highway here. Because I realize I'm going to have to use lifts, obviously. But I want to avoid using lifts until I can. Okay, so one pipe is going to have to run all the way along here. Would it have made more sense to just like ship copper sheets over here? Probably. But we're doing it this way. So, pipeline junction. Right here, right in the middle. Bam. Pipeline number 1. Pipeline number 2. Parachute activated. Parachute activated again. Nice. So dumb. Oh, gotta go back there. We get yourself a nice little bend. Parachute again. God, no wonder they're not. You don't actually use them when you parachute. You'd end up using so many parachutes. Okay, make sure we got our nice clean bends all the way along. Is it temporary? Yes. Am I still going to make it look as pretty as I can? Also, yes. Oh, so close. So I want to overclock this to 150 per minute, 125%. And then same with the other one. I'm going to paint these pipes while I'm here though. So why not? Might as well match all the way along. I missed that? I did. We're going to color code our pipes because it just looks so much better. And then, so that'll be, let's do the same to this one here. Put a power shard in. I want you to do 150 per minute. Giving me a full pipe of 300. Theoretically. If it doesn't, well, I don't know what to tell you. If it doesn't, then I clearly don't understand fluids. You can definitely stretch pipelines much further than conveyor belts, I think. Oh yeah. So much further. Holy smokes. Like you can get distance with pipelines. Holy. I was not expecting to be able to go that far. Yeah, I missed. I was gonna say I messed that up, I think. Oops. Take that out too. I like that you can nudge pipes. That's helpful. Oh, I fell over. Okay, so now we're just going to run this all the way down to the highway. And then eventually add a lift onto it. Hello, bird. Man, you can go distance. How many friggin' things is that? 1, 2, 3. This is 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7 I think is the length. 7 foundations before you actually have to put another one in. That's crazy. Conveyor belts is like 4. Okay, so this is where it's going to go up. So I think I need to add a junction up there. Like that. Bring a pipe down. How can I bring it like straight down? Oh no, I fell in the water. I think if that's right there, I think that's straight up and down. Oh, I goofed. Right? Let me just fly to double check. Okay, cool. I got a little nervous. Okay, let's connect those together. Okay, I'm flying up just to make this easier on myself. Okay, so now we're just going to be running pipeline all the way along here. And I think I'm going to fly for this just to make this a little easier on myself. Yeah, it needs to actually come up a little bit here. I think it needs to be up about... yeah, right there. No. There we go. It's like I rehooked the whole thing up. There we go. Okay, now it's clipping onto the side. That's what I wanted. I'm just gonna make it as long as it can. Keep this running all the way along here. I think this is actually look pretty cool. I'm glad the pipelines can run for so long without you actually having to worry too much about like moving them. Okay, so this is where I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go down. So I need a wall support. Like one, I'm guessing here. And then probably one on like, and then it would go down. But I need a ceiling support for these ones. Which I think is just, wait, it's not? What's the ceiling one? Oh, it's also wall support. Okay. So we'll send it underneath. I think this will work. It goes like that. I think if I go from there to there, here we go. Perfect. Nice. Okay. So now we're going to run this across. Invalid shape? What do you mean? Oh, there we go. I was like, I want this to be nice and clean. This is actually looking even better than I thought it would. Only thing is now I might have to run a pipeline down on the other side too. Gotta be even. So not that one, but that one. Oh, good enough. Whatever, good enough. We'll take it. Now we're going to color this whole thing black. Do these give you any head lift at all? Like the water ones do? $10 meters upwards. Okay, so I get a free 10-meter head lift, and I didn't use any yet, so that'll buy me a little bit at least. So I'll just make it easy. Put one right here in the middle. And then one right up here. Yeah, because there's my max head lift right there. So we just barely need one more pump. I mean, now it should be working, right? There we go. Let's see what the head lift is on this one. I think it's probably going to be about 15 meters. If it goes over 20, that doesn't make any sense. What? What is... I mean, it shouldn't be. Or is it just because this one hadn't kicked on yet? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That's not 20 meters away. I think it's a bug. But they are pushing out the 300 that I need, so. Oh my god, is this my first ever actually perfectly working pipe system? I'm gonna be shocked. I also still need to feed these into their own sink. I totally forgot about that part. I'll have to go grab stuff so I can make a second awesome sink, because I don't think... Would I be able to feed it into this one? I'd have to like... I guess I could turn it. I don't know, it's gonna make a mess. I'll just add another one. I'll just put it over here towards the end. Okay, so that is... I want to block part of this. Those are all hooked up now. And there's a lot of power lines to hook up here. There we go. That is everybody hooked up to power, all in one circuit. Except for what's going to have to be the other awesome sink here. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to go grab some reinforced iron plates, and then we're going to put in, I'll put in the splitter line just before we go. So we're going to want, actually mergers, I should have said, not splitters. So merger, we're going to want to send to the right. looks like this. And then this one, I'm going to want the green arrows facing out. It's hard to see with that line there, but yeah, it's going to come out. Okay, I got my reinforced iron plates. Let's make ourselves an awesome sink. It's going to go right in line with this merger here. It's kind of ugly and in the way, but that's fine. And then we want conveyor belt Mark II feeding in there. Connect that up to the power. And now we should be able to hook up this entire factory to the power. Okay, so I'm just going to use the power line that I ran over to hook up to my miner. We're going to hook up this entire factory to kick it on. So if I go click it onto there, or any of these, this should click on the entire factory. If I go, boop. And there she is. So this will take, I think, quite a while to finally all get everything going, but you can see our first bits of plastic coming out there now. So I'm hoping these all balance out correctly at some point. I am also realizing I've used the incorrect belts for these because this would be 200. So this have to be Mark III conveyor belt. And this will have to actually be a Mark IV conveyor belt. There we go. Because each one's 100. 100, 200, 300. I'm just kind of watching it to make sure it's all working properly. Because I'm feeling like this line again is going to be where the issue ends up being, but hopefully not. Because these are still kicking in and out. And with these all working at 100% efficiency already, honestly, that should, oh wait, I see it now. Is the oil having a hard time getting to the end? Oh, you know what I should probably do? Add in those buffer lines. Okay, I have absolutely no idea what the problem is, because now they all seem to be working just fine. I ended up going back to the original where I just run the pipe directly into there. I flicked all the machines off and I had to let them slowly fill up one by one for some reason. It didn't actually, like my manifold system didn't work off the bat. I don't know why. But yeah, so it's working now, and I believe everything should be working at 100% efficiency. The only thing that's not is I'm still waiting obviously for the assemblers to get back up now, because those were kind of hinged on everything else. But I think that should be it. Even this one is like close to not being 100% efficient, but it's just because I had to wait for those to kick back on and kick out their residual stuff. So now we are at 100% efficiency aside from the assemblers. But even all my constructors are at 100% now. Okay, so that's all. I think the only thing we were waiting on was copper sheets for that. So still don't know what the problem was, aside from, I guess, the manifold line of the oil wasn't filling up correctly. But everything else seems to be working now. And now that I'm over 3 hours of recording this one again because of some weird liquid mistakes, I'm going to have to end it here. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me again today. And next time I think we'll be diving into maybe some motors. Might be a little bit helpful for us to get moving on. And then we can start moving up towards like setting up a little baby computer and a little baby heavy modular frame setup. And yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, thank you guys again, and I'll see you all in the next episode.